Good day, YouTube. I'm out here to try to get something done on this for you. Going after the power input shaft. I will do a lot of disassembly up there, seat removal. I'm not going to video that. I will maybe show you what I'm going to do and then do it. But getting back previous video, I took apart the power output shaft bell housing. You can watch that. Give you an update on what I did find at the dealer. I was pretty well floored, honestly. This is the old power output shaft. Spun bearing right here. Right here you can feel it. And the teeth that go into this disc are wore. This is pretty common on them. The dealers are still able to source this shaft. $108. Personally, I think that's cheap for all the machining that went into that. This disc is still available. That amazed me. And these shims that are needed will go in the reassembly. We'll go over those parts when we go to reassemble. Still available. These were like 29 cents. I sourced my bearings from a different bearing supplier that we use in the business. Saved approximately 50 bucks. Still had shipping on them. This stuff I did not have shipping, but still with that saved 50 bucks. They're made in Korea, and I will go over those part numbers as we reinstall. So, for $108, I don't think I could have this one machined and brought back into spec for that. Put it on a shelf for another day further down the road, or maybe throw it away. So, I need to get to it, get these things done for you guys and for myself, because I want my shed space back. I want to get this done and rolling and get everything opened up here. Previous videos, you see we got rid of the 550. I did buy a 540 that is low houred. We'll go over that at another date. Kids are playing on it right now. Low houred 550, or no, correction, 540. So pretty excited about that. We're almost into the 1st of August and really haven't got a lot more done on this, so here we go. First thing I'm going to do is remove the ladder and this platform that sticks out. I want to get that out of the way. It can always be bolted back on, but I do have some other plans for that. So I'm going to do that and then get back to you. Okay, I want to document how this goes together. It took two of us and a really long extension so my son could work underneath. This is what the seat sets on. We took the seat off, and then we began to unbolt where it sits, because that goes under there and under there. So we got it out that way. Even though we washed this combine, it's still full of dirt. Now we have a witness mark right here that someone's been in here working on this. So that's not a problem. The next thing is take this shield out, and I think it's a 2-piece maybe, and maybe that would all you would need to take out. We will see, because we're going to do the power input shaft. But I may want to remove this. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bolts total. That's Massey for you. So here we go. Let you know when we're done with that. Alright, having removed the shield in the cab, we can get to everything there. And this is the play, just like in the previous video. We should be able to take that out. Now, however, pulling that power output bell housing from this direction, I already see one bolt that's going to be problematic right down under that angled piece of red behind the shifter shaft. That is one of the mounting bolts. That's going to be problematic. We will have to see if we can even get to that. So how they would have normally probably fixed that is pull the motor, but we're not going to do that. We can maybe cut a hole right in there with a hole saw, then tack that back in. But we're there, and we're ready to start. We will dismantle next the power output shaft and pull that, and then we will be down to the bell housing. That concludes today. We'll pick back up in a few days. Good afternoon, YouTube. Charles back at it again. Never get enough time to put on this combine. I'm going to continue just disassembly. This is Thanksgiving 2024. We are going after the power shaft. Basically, we're going after everything in this quadrant here, and going through it. It's going to take a little time, and I don't get to devote the time I'd like to this project for you guys. So I know you've probably moved on, and I don't blame you. Mainly, I'm documenting it for myself and my son. I'm going to continue disassembly right through here today and into there, and probably made a big mistake before I done all the engine work that I did. Probably should have just pulled that up and out of there and continued to do the engine work right there, because that's where I want to go. Probably don't need to, but there's some bearings in there. You've seen on the video that I took apart that power shaft on the one that we disassembled. There is wear that can happen in there, and that's what I'm going after. Whether I need to or not, that's what I'm doing, and go from there. No need for talking, just doing. I don't know if I'll have you watch me do this or put it on time lapse or whatever, but here we go. Alright, I've been moving right along today on Thanksgiving afternoon. Got the brackets off, got the shaft that goes up for the unload down to here. Just wanting to document what I'm doing here. This is why. This bearing is not out, but see if you can listen. She's dry. This whole girl is dry. So what I was going to do now, there's a video of me disassembling a combine. Going to pull this off. Hopefully everything goes well. Could be a challenge. Have to soak it for a few weeks. But my goal is to get this all decluttered. This is frozen right here. This is frozen. I'm going to have to start soaking it. It doesn't move. And get this all decluttered, and we're going to start replacing bearings and then going back together with all new belts and bearings. So that is the overall goal of what we're doing here. And I don't feel we need to document each and every nut and bolt. I have several videos. If you go back, I don't know if William put them in a playlist, where we dismantled one of these bolt by bolt. 300 Massey dismantled. Kind of was our practice run, and to give us a reference to go back and look for when we're putting this back together. But I wanted to document this. I took this off. Behind it is this special retaining washer, like a lock washer, for the double nut. Well, great success. Having pulled 2 of these now in my lifetime, I am amazed. I haven't mic'd it or anything, but I am amazed at how easy they pop off. They probably are designed that way, I guess, but excuse me, it's still an amazing thing. So we're going to be able to replace that bearing. We're going to replace that. You can see those are a challenge. I won't spend a lot of time on trying to pull those like I did in the last ones, because I find they don't usually pull off. We had to burn the balls out of them and remove them that way. Didn't hurt the shaft, but so what I will do now is try to work on the mechanism here in the casting right around there. This here, like I said, is seized up. I'll get it soaking, but we can also just unbolt it and bring it out and maybe put it in a press if we have to. So moving right along, there's going to be a lot of parts to get purchased and bearings, so we can keep moving right along in December into this, hopefully. I say that a lot. It's been several years. We've been working on it, at least 3, if not more. But we're going to get it someday. Well, the thing about tearing apart an old combine is that one thing leads to another. To get that big idler out that tightens up the main thrashing belt, to pull the lever, I had to pull this part. They did not make these quote-unquote too modular when they built them, but that's the way it is. But we are there. We are to the bell housing. I don't think I can get it any better. I tell you what's going to really be a challenge is this bolt over there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Getting in there and then getting it back on. That's going to take some creativity to do that. And this one obviously will be easy. And then getting all those out. The first thing I should have done was probably pull the engine of the unit, but we're here now. I remember from my practice the snap ring that the pulley goes up against. That's going to be a challenge. That took me quite a bit of time last time to get that off. So we will work on that and get our numbers, and tomorrow, Friday, hopefully the dealership is open, maybe start ordering some bearings in. So here we go. Well, it's the next morning and we're right back where we started. Anyway, I heated that up last night and I could not get that lock collar to break loose. So we'll put some PB Blaster on them. Got this one up here too. Tried a little bit on it. They are solid. I'm suspecting some retaining compound like Loctite or something on those. Set screws came out. And I looked back at my other video for reference where we dismantled the combine, and we might just be licking those off with a torch ever so gently today. So here we go. I'm going to try to tackle the output shaft today. I'm going to start with that right now and go from there.